Mighty Companions, this is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to Hardcore Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live. And we're talking about how to step back and let the truth lead the way. How do you step back and let spirit lead the way? How do you step back and let your higher power lead you? We're going to talk about that. We're going to finish that. We're going to go deep into how do you let the universe, spirit, God, truth, whatever word for the higher power you want to use, how do you step back and let love lead the way? Let truth lead the way. Well, we're going to go deep into that on Hardcore Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live with me, Earl Purdy. I'm so glad to have you here. So let's start out with our theme song so that we can get tuned in. What's up, everybody? It's so great to see you. Here you go. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath right now. And let's go into our miracle world. Let's go into the real world, the loving world with each other right now.
There's a call for a God, I see it everywhere. Everybody's running scared, and everything is turning upside down. But the words I hear, they keep coming through from deep inside of me and you. It's telling us that love is who I am. Yeah. You and me, we're not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Now let's come together and understand that love was born inside of every man. He's waiting for us to choose love as ourselves. When you choose love, you know you choose me too. And everyone becomes a part of you. And then you will know that love is who I am. You and me, we're not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it. Know that we are one. Oh, we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. I am you, and you are me.
I am you and you are me. I am you and you are me. Welcome, mighty companions. This is Earl Purdy. I'm in a real nice, cool, mellow. I'm in a nice, cool, mellow. I want to get down with hardcore Course in Miracles right here on this beautiful fall day. And we're going to continue with lesson 155 in the Course in Miracles workbook in the Foundation for Inner Peace version. Okay, that's where we're going to be. We're going to be on lesson 155 on page 291. Page 291 in the workbook part of the Course in Miracles. And we are going to be doing lesson 155, which is, I will step back and let Him, God, love, higher power, lead the way. Are you ready to step back and let God lead you? Really? Are you really ready to step back and let the truth lead you? But that's what we're going to be talking about, how to do that. So, oh man, when I think about doing this, I get so excited. When I think about being with you all, I get so excited. So I'm going to start out by giving you the guidelines for A Course in Miracles, the guideline for A Course in Miracles. Here's the guidelines. These are the guidelines. These are the guidelines. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Welcome the ideas. You need not welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you will find that you may actively resist. You may actively resist. You may actively resist. You may actively resist some of these ideas. Some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you will find very hard to believe. Yes, some of the ideas you will find hard to believe. And others, some of the other ideas may startle you. I may say something that startles you. I may say something that startles you. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. You are not asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. Do you know that their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true that I'm about to share with you from A Course in Miracles. Use it, use it, use it, use it, use the ideas. Use them, use them, use them, use them, use the ideas. It's their use that will give the ideas meaning to you, and it is the use of the ideas that will show you that the ideas are true in the Course in Miracles. Okay, I'm the Divine Remembering Coach. That's what I'm here to do. The Course in Miracles is about remembering the truth and using it. So I'm going to read over the first 4 paragraphs because the last time we met, I covered the first 4 paragraphs in the workbook lesson 155. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let God lead the way. So just let yourself, maybe you might even, if you're able to, you might just want to close your eyes and look at this like me just giving you a powerful meditation. And just let yourself hear it. Let yourself hear it. And sometimes I'm going to do it in a very conversational way. And I'm going to use sometimes the substitutions and definitions that the Course uses for these words so that it may make it easier for you to hear what it's saying. So listen, I will step back and let God lead the way. There's a way of living in the world that's not here. Did you know that? There's a way of living in the world that's not here. Even though it seems to be, there's a way of being in the world that looks like you're in the world, but you're not, even though it seems to be. You don't change appearance. You don't change appearance. You might smile more. There's a way of living in the world that you don't change your appearance, but you might smile more. You will have a very serene forehead and your eyes are quiet. And those who walk the world as you do, those who walk the world as you do, those that are like you, we recognize our own. So there's a way of being in the world that's in the world that doesn't actually have you in the world, and that you're pretty cooled out, you're pretty quiet, you're pretty peaceful, and the people that are like you recognize you, and the ones who are not yet awakening to the spiritual truth, regular people are going to believe that you are like them. So you can be on the path of spiritual awakening and really seeing things very differently from how most people see it. But people who are like you, they'll recognize you and you'll recognize them. And then you're going to also be around people who don't necessarily recognize the spiritual metaphysical truth yet. And they're going to think that you are just like them because you used to be just like them. The world is an illusion. Do you know that the world is an illusion? The world is an illusion. What does that mean when you say the world is an illusion? The world is full of false ideas. The world that we perceive is made up of the belief in separation. What we're looking at is a physical projection of the belief in separation, because mind projects everything that we see. And what you're seeing right now is an illusion. What you're looking at is the result of false ideas of separation. So do you know that we are souls, we are spiritual beings, and we chose to come to this world at first because we were seeking for a place where we could be illusion. We came here because we were seeking for a place that we could be bodies, where we could be separate, where we could avoid our own true reality. But those people, those souls that come to the world trying to avoid the truth, when they find that their own truth, their own reality is even here, then you step back. You step back and let your reality, the truth, lead the way. What other choice is there? What other choice do you have? At first you came here because you were trying to avoid your true spiritual identity. But you found that the truth was even here. And since you found out that the truth is even here, then you have to step back and let the truth lead you. Step back and let the truth lead the way. Don't you know you don't have any other choice now? The only choice you have is to let love lead you. The only choice you have now is to let the truth lead you. Don't you know that to let illusions walk ahead of the truth is madness? So what is madness? Madness is letting the illusions and the false ideas of the world that you've learned from the world, letting that lead you, letting the old ideas lead you, letting the old beliefs lead you, letting your old fears and guilts letting those things lead you, and letting those things walk ahead of the truth. The Course in Miracles says, though you know that that is madness. If you're studying A Course in Miracles and it's your way of getting in touch with the truth, but yet you're not letting the truth that you're studying, if you're not letting it lead you, if you're not letting those ideas guide you, do you know that that means that's madness? But if you let your illusions, if you let your false ideas, if you let your fears sink behind the truth, if you let the truth that you're studying, if you let the truth stand forth, if you let the truth be what the truth is, now that's sanity. So when you study the Course in Miracles, you're studying the truth. You are letting the truth come to you in a way that's especially made for you. The Course in Miracles is not everybody's path, but you who know for sure that the Course in Miracles is your path, the path of love is your path, then the Course in Miracles says that the same thing to do is to let your truth lead you. And how can you let your truth lead you if you don't know what your truth says? So that's why giving the Course in Miracles attention and study, giving your spiritual path attention and study, that's the key. It's so important to do that. So we're going to make a simple choice today. We are going to recognize that the illusions of the world, the insanity of the world, the mad illusion will remain a while in evidence for those who chose to come here to look upon. So those who still want to see the illusion of separation, those who still want to see separation, it's going to remain a while for them to look at. You know, there's some people who haven't really gotten to the point that they recognize that it was a mistake coming to a world of separation, pain, and fear. Some souls don't get it that they made a mistake when they chose to come to a world of separation, attack, fear, and pain. So people who believe in the world, people who are totally have lost the awareness that they are consciousness, beings who have lost the awareness that they are spirit, beings who just think that they are separate human beings, beings who think that they are their bodies. These people cannot learn directly from the truth according to A Course in Miracles. People who want to see themselves as separate, people who want to see themselves as a body, people who have forgotten their spiritual identity, they can't learn directly from the truth. And why is it that people can't learn directly from the truth? Well, some people can't learn directly from the truth because they keep denying the truth. How are you going to learn from something that you keep denying? If you keep denying what the Course in Miracles teaches you, if you keep denying what the truth teaches you, if you keep denying that you are spirit, that you are mind, that you are awareness, if you keep denying that you are love, if you keep denying that you are eternal, if you keep denying your true identity, then you can't learn directly from God. You can't learn directly from the truth because you would be a person that's denying the truth. So people who are denying the truth, people who think that they are bodies, people who think that they are separate, these people need a teacher. So we need a teacher. What kind of teacher? Well, the Course says you need a teacher who sees your madness, but you also need a teacher who can look beyond your madness to the simple truth in you. So we have a teacher that can see our madness, that can see our fears, that can see our insanity. And that teacher can look beyond our madness, can look beyond our insanity, look beyond our fear to the simple truth in us, the simple truth in us. So don't you realize that if the Course, if the truth demanded that people give up the world who really believe in the world, then it would look like to those people as if the truth was asking the sacrifice of something that's real. If you tell people they need to give up the world, who totally believe in the world and believe in temporary things, that's when you say you believe in the world, you're saying this is a person that believes in temporary things. This is a person that does not believe in permanence, that which is eternal, that which never ends. See, who you really are is eternal. You are eternal. There's a movie coming out in a month that's called The Eternals. And we are the Eternals, but we've forgotten that. And now we think we are just, many people think that they are just human beings who are going to live a certain number of years and then die. And then they try to get as much as they can selfishly usually before they die, because they've forgotten that they are not bodies. So the Course in Miracles says, if you try to, if truth demanded that person give up the world, it would appear to that person as if the truth was asking for a sacrifice of something real. And do you know there are also other people who have chosen to renounce the world. There are some people who say this is an illusion, but they still believe in it. And so people who keep saying this is an illusion, I'm going to renounce the world, but they still believe in it. Then he says, then those people suffer from a sense of loss, and they also haven't been released accordingly. And then there are some people who've chosen nothing but the world. People who choose nothing but the outer, nothing but the physical, and they have lost awareness of their spiritual nature, they actually suffer from a sense of loss that's even deeper. But they don't understand why they're not satisfied. They don't understand why it feels like something is missing. They don't know what. But people who have chosen nothing but the world, they feel a sense of loss. And so the Course in Miracles says, though that's the path that some people choose. But there's another path. There's another path. And this other path is your path. This other path is your path. So how can you tell when you're on the correct spiritual path? Well, the way you can tell when you're on the correct spiritual path is that the correct spiritual path leads away from loss. When you're on the right path, you don't lose. You cannot lose on the right path. If you're following the right path, then it's leading you away from losing. You're on a path that's leading you away from sacrifice. Your real path, your correct path, is a path that leads you away from deprivation. And it allows deprivation and loss to be quickly left behind. So you're on a path that leads away from loss. You're on a path that leads away from deprivation. You are on a path that leads away from sacrifice. You are on a path that leads away from sacrifice. You are on a path that leads away from deprivation. You are on a path that leads away from deprivation. You're on a path that leads away from deprivation. You're on a path that leads away from loss and sacrifice. That's the way that's been appointed for you. So what is the way that's been appointed for you? The way that's been appointed for you is the way that has been appointed for you. The way that has been appointed for you is a path that leads away from deprivation, leads away from loss. Now, you're going to be walking your spiritual path, just as other people are walking their spiritual path. And you're not going to seem like you're different from people. You're going to be in the world, and you're going to be in the world, and it's not going to look like you're any different from anybody else, even though you are. And so you're going to learn how to serve other people while you are serving yourself at the same time. You're going to learn how to help yourself and allow yourself to be helped. And you're going to be helping other people at the exact same time that you're allowing yourself to be helped. And you're going to set other people's footsteps. You're going to set their footsteps on the way that God has opened up to you. Right now, the Course in Miracles is opening up a way to us. What way? A way that leads away from sacrifice and deprivation and loss. A Course in Miracles is leading you on a spiritual path that leads away from sacrifice, deprivation, and loss. And you are going to also set other people You're going to set their footsteps on the same way that love, God, has opened up for you and opened up to them through you. So what is the Course in Miracles doing? The Course in Miracles is telling you what's going to happen. That you are on a path that leads away from loss and deprivation and sacrifice. But even though you're on your spiritual path, you're going to look like everybody else. But you're going to be serving everybody else while you're serving yourself, because you're going to be setting other people's footsteps on the way that God is opening up to you. So illusion still seems to cling to you right now. You still look like you're a body. You still look like you're separate. You still look like you are distinct from everybody else. That's so that you can reach everybody. See, you are in a physical body. You look like you're separate in the physical body. Illusion still appears to cling to you so that you can reach the people around you. You can't reach the people around you if you don't look like the people around you. So even though the body still appears to cling to you, even though you being separate still seems to be true, so that you can reach other people, really the illusion in you has really stepped back. The false ideas in you have really stepped back. You may not realize it, but your ego has actually stepped back. And so it's not going to be illusion. It's not going to be false ideas that other people hear you speak about. It's not going to be false ideas of fear and separation that you bring other people's eyes to look at and their minds to grasp. And nor can the truth, which is walking ahead of you. Now you're letting the truth guide you. And so the truth cannot speak to people through illusions and false ideas, because you are on a road that's going to lead past fear now. Do you know that you are on a road that's going to lead past illusion now? You're on a road that's going to lead past lack and sickness now. You're on a road that's going to lead past attack now. You're on a road that's going to lead past the ego now. That's the road that you're on. You're on a road that leads past illusions. You are on a road that leads past pain, on the way that you call to other people so that they can follow you. You are on a path that leads away from deprivation. You are on a path that leads away from loss. And you're on a path that leads away from sacrifice. Do you know that every road leads to this road? In the end, every road leads to this road. And do you know that in the end, every road leads to love, every road leads to truth, every road leads to God? Do you know that in the end, every road leads to God, leads to love, leads to truth? All roads are going to lead to the road of love, the road of truth. Sacrifice and deprivation, sacrifice and deprivation, sacrifice and deprivation are paths that lead you nowhere. When you choose sacrifice, do you know that when you choose deprivation, you're on a path that leads to nowhere. You're on a path that leads to nowhere. When you choose a path that calls for separation, when you choose a path that calls for deprivation, you are making choices for defeat. When you choose a path that calls you to sacrifice, when you're on a path that makes you feel deprived, you're on a path that your aims will remain impossible. So do you want deprivation to step back? Do you want sacrifice to step back? Do you want defeat to step back? Well, all this steps back as you let the truth come forth. Let the teachings of the Course come forth. Let the teachings of the Course come forth. Let the teachings of the truth come forth. Let the teachings of the truth come forth. And as you let the teachings of the truth that you're studying come forth, then your illusions are going to step back. Your pain is going to step back. Your lack is going to step back. as you let the Course in Miracles lead the way, as you let the truth lead the way, as you let the truth lead the way, as you let the truth lead the way, then choices for sacrifice and deprivation that lead to nowhere, they're going to step back. And if you let this step back, if you let what's not true step back, if you let the conditioning of the world step back, if you let the teachings that you've gotten from the world step back, if you let your old past learnings that haven't made you happy, if you let those teachings step back, as you let the truth, the course, the love, as you let it come forth in you to lead your equals, your brothers, your sisters, you are here to lead people from the ways of death. You are here to lead people away from death, away from pain. You are here to lead people from the ways of death. So how do you lead other people from the ways of death? Well, all you have to do is you have to set them on the way to happiness. So you got to set people on the way to happiness, because their suffering is illusion. People are suffering, but their suffering is illusion. So what does that mean to say their suffering is illusion? An illusion is something that is false. It is something that is not true. It is something that does not last. So even if a person is suffering, their suffering can never be eternal. There's no such thing as eternal suffering. There's no such thing as eternal pain. And according to the Course in Miracles, do you know that the Course in Miracles says the only thing that's real is something that never ends, is something that cannot be destroyed, is something that's permanent. So something that is real is not temporary. Something that is real does not have a beginning and an ending, according to the Course in Miracles. So when it says suffering is but illusion, it's letting you know that any kind of suffering is not permanent. There's no form of suffering that's going to last forever. Suffering is an illusion. So people are going through suffering, and they're going through upset, and they're going through fear. So they need a guide. They need a guide. They need a guide to lead them out of the suffering, because they are mistaking false ideas for the truth. People are suffering because they believe false ideas. The suffering that you're looking at, the suffering that you may be going through, is a suffering that you're going through because you're telling yourself something that is not ultimately true. If you're suffering in any way, you're telling yourself something that is not true. You may think it's true. It may look true, but it's ultimately not true. Because everything that is the truth is based on love. And anything that is based on love is something that is joyous. Anything that's based on love is something that has happiness in it. It's something that has joy in it. So what is the call of the Course in Miracles? What is the call of healing? What is the call of salvation? Well, this is the call. This is what you're being asked. For your healing, for your happiness, for your salvation, this is what's being asked. You are being asked to accept the truth. Accept the truth. Believe the truth. Believe what A Course in Miracles is teaching you. Believe what wisdom texts that teach love and truth. Accept the truth. You're just being asked to accept this. Accept the truth. What truth? That you don't want to be on a path of sacrifice and deprivation. You're no longer on a path of sacrifice and deprivation. Accept the truth. You are spirit. You are not a body. You are a soul. You have a human body. Your human body is there for you to join and communicate with. Your body is a communication device, but you are a spirit. You are spirit. You are spirit. You are not a body. You are not a body. You are free. You are still as God created you. And God did not create you as a body that dies one day. You are not a body that dies one day. Accept the truth. You are not sinful. You are not guilty. You were not born in sin. There is no hell. There is no God that wants to punish you and crush you and hurt you. Accept the truth. Accept the truth. Accept that love is the only thing that's real. Let love go before you. Let this truth go before you. Let this truth lighten up your path of ransom from illusion. It's not a ransom with a price. There is no cost. There is no cost. On a true spiritual path, there is only gain. There is only gain. You can only gain on your true spiritual path. And this is your true spiritual path. And a true spiritual path only produces benefit, growth, happiness, love. You can only gain. So don't you know that illusion can just seem to hold you in chains? Your false ideas and your false beliefs about yourself and others that you've learned, your illusion just seems to hold you in chains. You are the holy child of God. You're the innocent child of love. You're the innocent child of love. You're the innocent child of love. You are the innocent extension of love. You are an 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 innocent extension of love. You are the holy Son of God. You are the holy child of God. You are an innocent extension of love. That's what you are. So you are what are you being saved from? What is it that you are being saved from? You are being saved from your illusions. You are being saved from the false ideas that you have about yourself. You are being saved from the conditioning that you've gotten since you were a child. You are being saved from the false ideas that you've learned from the world. You are being saved from illusions. And as your false ideas step back, as your illusions step back, as your fears step back, as your guilt and anger and upset steps back, you will find yourself again. So as your ego steps back, as your fears step back, as your belief that you are separate steps back, then you're going to find yourself again. You're going to know your spiritual identity again. You're going to know your soul again. So how do I want you to walk? How does the Course in Miracles say you should walk? It says you should walk safely. You should walk safely. You should walk safely yet carefully. Walk carefully. Walk safely. Walk carefully. Walk safely. Why is it that you must walk safely and carefully? Because this path is new to you. This way is new to you. What you're attempting to do is new to you. So you might find that you are tempted to still let your ego walk ahead of God. You may still be tempted to let your fears walk ahead of love. You may be tempted to still walk ahead of the truth. You may be tempted to still think that you need to be in charge of everything all by yourself. You may be tempted to let illusions be your guide. You may still be tempted to let the false ideas about anger and guilt and grievances and separation that you've learned from the world. You might still let illusions be your guide. But who is it that's been given to you? Who is it that's been given to you? Your holy brothers. The Course in Miracles says holy means innocent and brothers mean equals. Brothers mean equals. So your innocent equals have been given you to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. There will be certain souls, listen to me now, there will be certain people, there will be certain souls who have been given to you. These souls that have been given to you, they are going to follow in your footsteps. They're going to follow in your footsteps. They're going to follow in your footsteps as you walk with certain purpose to the truth. As you become more certain of the truth, as you start to focus on love more, if you start to focus on what A Course in Miracles is teaching more, then there are going to be those who follow in your footsteps as you walk with certainty of purpose to the truth. You're going to let the truth go before you now. You're going to let the teachings of love go before you now. You're going to let the teachings that you're studying in A Course in Miracles, you're going to let the ideas that you're doing in the workbook, you're going to let the truth lead you now. Lead you now. So that they can see something that they can identify with. So that they can see something that they understand to lead the way. You are going to walk with certain purpose toward God. You are walking in certain purpose toward God. You are walking in certain purpose toward love. You're walking in certain purpose toward the truth. And there are people, souls, who are following in your footsteps. But they see the truth going before you. They see love going before you. And that allows them to see something they can identify with, something that they can understand. So what's going to happen at the end of the journey home to love? What's going to happen at the end of the journey? What is it going to be like to be at the end of the journey of separation from God? What is it going to be like to be at that place of the journey's ending, where there's not going to be any distance between the truth and you? You're going to be living the truth. You're going to be demonstrating the truth. You're going to be living love. You're going to be demonstrating love. You're going to be demonstrating joy. You're going to be demonstrating oneness. You're going to be demonstrating unity. You're going to be demonstrating abundance. You're going to be demonstrating health. You're going to be demonstrating peace. You are going to be what you want to have at the end of the journey. Your ego is going to be gone. Your fears are going to be gone. All illusions walking in the way you traveled, all false ideas walking in the way you travel will be gone from you. All your illusions and your false ideas are going to be gone. All your guilt and jealousy and insecurity, it's going to be gone. All illusions walking in the way you traveled, all illusions walking in the way you traveled will be gone from you. All your fears will be gone from you, will be gone for you, gone from you, with nothing left to keep the truth apart from God's completion, as holy and innocent as God himself. There's not going to be any fears, any separation, any guilt left to keep the truth apart from love's completion. So what do? Step back in faith and let truth lead the way. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going. Get honest with yourself. You don't know where you're going, but one who knows goes with you. One who knows goes with you. There's a higher power. There's an invisible teacher, healer, presence that's with you. Your teacher, the one who knows goes with you. God goes with you. So let God lead you with the rest. Let God lead you with the rest. Let God lead you with the rest. Let love lead you. Let your Creator lead you. Listen to me now. Let him lead you with the rest when dreams are over, when your false ideas are over, when your fears and guilts are over, when time has closed the door on all things that pass, when time has closed the door on all things that pass and miracles are purposeless. When you get to the point that you are so together, you are so in touch with the truth of who you are, you are so in touch with the love of who you are, you don't even need miracles anymore. Because now you know who you are. You remember that you are the child of love. You remember that you are love. You remember that you are spirit. And when that happens, then you are not going to make any more journeys away from love. You're not going to make any more journeys away from safety. When you recognize who you really are, you will make no journeys. You won't have a wish to be a body. You won't have a wish to be separate. You won't have a wish to be illusion rather than the truth. Don't wish to be illusion rather than the truth. Don't wish to be illusion rather than the truth. Don't wish to be illusion rather than the truth. Don't wish to be a body rather than the truth. Don't wish to be a body rather than the truth. Don't wish to be fear rather than love. Don't wish to be guilty rather than innocent. As we step forward towards this, as we move forward, as we do what? As we progress along the way, as we progress along the way that truth points out to us, let's progress. We're making progress. As we progress along the way the truth points out to us, do you know that this is This is our final journey. This is your final journey. This is your final journey which you make for everyone. You are making the final journey to love. You are making the final journey to truth. But do you know you are doing it for everyone? You are making this journey for everyone, and we must not lose our way. We must not lose our way. We must not lose our way. For the truth goes before us. God goes before us. Love goes before us. And so truth and love not only goes before us. Truth and love and God not only goes before us, but truth and God and love goes before our equals, our brothers and sisters who will follow us. Phew! We walk to God. We walk to God. I want you to pause and reflect on that. We walk to God. We walk to God. Pause and reflect on that. We walk to God. We walk to God. Pause and reflect on that. We walk to love. We walk to love. We walk to love. Could any way be holier? Could any way be holier? Could any way be more deserving of our effort? Could anything be more deserving of our effort than to walk to God, to walk to love? Could anything be more worthy of our efforts than to walk to God? Could anything else be more deserving of your love and of your full intent than to walk to love, than to walk to God, than to walk to peace? What way could give you more than everything? What is the path that you could come up with that could give you more than everything? The path that you're on now, the path of truth, the path of truth, the path of the course leads you to everything, to your awareness that you have everything. What could give you more than everything? What could offer you less than everything and still content you? Don't you know that you will not be content with less than what you deserve? That's why you feel so discontented, because you know you deserve more than you're giving yourself. That's why you feel discontented. If you feel discontented, it's because you know you deserve more than you're giving yourself. So we walk to God. We're walking to love. We're walking to freedom. We're walking to truth together. The truth that walks before us now. Do you know that there's a truth that's walking before us now? Do you know that God is walking before you now? Do you know that the truth that walks before us now is one with God? This truth that we are spirit, that we are love, that we are powerful, that we are unlimited, that we are more than a body. This truth walks before us now. And this truth is one with God. This truth is one with love. This truth that goes before us is one with God. I am so glad that you are here on this journey with me, live right here on Facebook with me, listening, watching. Ha! What way but this could be a path that you would choose? Could there be another path that you want to choose other than a path that doesn't lead to deprivation and loss and suffering? Do you know your feet are safely set? Your feet are safely set. Your feet are safely set upon the road that leads the world to God. Your feet are safely set upon the world until the road upon the road that leads the way to God. Don't look to ways that seem to lead you another way. Don't look to the ways of the ego. Don't look to the ways of fear. Don't look to the ways of guilt, because they will lead you elsewhere. Dreams are not worthy guides. Dreams are not a worthy guide for you. False ideas are not a worthy guide for you. Dreams are false ideas. Dreams are false ideas. In the Course in Miracles terminology, a dream is a fantasy. It's a false idea. And it's not a worthy guide for you, because you are God's child. You are God's son. You are God's child. You are the extension of God. You're an extension of love. You are a child of God. And don't forget that your Creator has placed its hands in your hands and given you your equals, You have been given your brothers and sisters. You have been given your equals in God's trust, that you are worthy of God's trust. You are worthy of God's trust. You are worthy. 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 You are worthy of God's trust in you. You are worthy of God's trust in you. You are worthy of love's trust in you. God cannot be deceived. Your Creator can't be deceived. You cannot fool your Creator. You cannot fool your Creator. She cannot be deceived. God's trust, love's trust, has made your pathway certain. What has made your pathway certain? God's trust, God's love. God's trust has made your pathway certain and your goal secure. Your path is certain and your goal secure. I say your path is certain and your goal is secure. What is it that you will not fail? What is it that you won't fail? You will not fail your brothers nor yourself. You will not fail your equals or yourself. You're not going to fail me, and you're not going to fail yourself. You're not going to fail anyone, and you're not going to fail yourself. Now, what is God asking us? What is higher power asking us? And now God asks, your Creator asks one thing of you. What is it that your Creator is asking of you? What is it that love is asking of you? What is it that God is asking of you? What is it that God is asking of you? That you think of God a while each day. Your Creator just is asking you, why don't you think about me a while each day? Your Creator is saying, think about me a while. Think about me a while every day. Think about love every day. Think about God every day. A little while. Think about higher power, all that is. Think of Him just a little each day, a while each day. So why do you want to listen to your Creator for a while each day? Do you know you want to listen to your Creator for a while each day so that your Creator may speak to you? You want to listen so that your Creator may speak to you. Don't you want your Creator to speak to you? Don't you want God to speak to you? Don't you want the truth to speak to you? Don't you want love to speak to you? Then you need to think of the Creator. Think of love a while each day so that love may speak to you, so that your Creator might speak to you. So when your Creator speaks to you, what is your Creator going to tell you? When love is speaking to you, when God is speaking to you, what is God going to tell you? When God is speaking to you, what is God going to tell you? When love is speaking to you, what is God going to tell you? God is going to tell you of God's love. So what does your Creator want to tell you? How much it loves you. What does your Creator want to tell you? How much it loves you. It wants to remind you, your Creator wants to remind you how great your Creator's trust is in you. God wants to remind you of how much God trusts you. Your Creator wants to remind you of how much your Creator trusts you. Your Creator wants to remind you of how unlimited your Creator's love is for you. So you need to think of your Creator a while so that your Creator can speak to you. Let your Creator speak to you and tell you of your Creator's love for you, reminding you how much your Creator trusts you and how unlimited is your Creator's love for you. So in your name and in God's name and in your name and in God's name, which are the same, your name and God's name are the same. You are God and God is God. You are a child of God. You are God. Your true self, not your ego, not the part of you that thinks it's just a separate human being body that's going to die one day. That's not the holy child of God. That is an idea and a concept of yourself that you are identifying with that's not really you. So in your name, in your name and in God's name, which are the same, we practice gladly with this thought. This is a thought that we're going to practice with. Gladly practice with this thought. Gladly practice with this thought. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let love lead the way. For I would walk along the road to love. I'm going to do a quick ending and a quick recap in just a minute. I'm Earl Purdy. Thank you for tuning in to my presentation. I am a full-time teacher. This is what I do in the world, is to be a voice for truth. And I do it on a donation basis, So if you feel moved to make a financial expression of appreciation, I would truly appreciate that and love that. You can go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com. That's Purdy, Purdy. You can use Venmo, you can use Zelle, you can use the Cash App, and you can also use PayPal. All you need is my email address. And my email address, if you'd like to make a donation, is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. If you are ready to go even deeper and have a one-on-one session with me so that we can get past your blocks once and for all, so that you can have some peace and you know exactly who and what I'm talking about, then you should choose to have a one-on-one with me called a clarity session. I have been also a soul purpose astrologer and numerologist for over 40 years, and I bring everything I've learned and everything that I know into our session. And if you'd like to have that session with me, it's called a clarity session. Go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and it explains my services in detail, and you can book a session with me right there online. I have many people that I work with, and we are having phenomenal levels of healing and progress. And I'd like to be helpful to you for real. Sign up for my mailing list on my website. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. We do Hardcore Course in Miracles, which is what we're doing right now. That's 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. I have tons of videos on YouTube, on my website, and on Facebook. Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I do another Facebook Live, A Course in Miracles presentation in front of a live audience, and I also broadcast it on Facebook Live. That's Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, it's on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. Please share this video. Please share this video. Share this video. Share this video. Please share this video. Please share this video. Please share this video. And did I say please share this video? So let's take a breath. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish this using the thought for today. I will step back and let God lead the way. I will step back and let God lead the way. I will step back and let God lead the way. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will walk along the road to God. I will walk along the road to God. I would walk along the road to God. Let's say it. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to Him. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let love lead the way. For I would walk along the road to love. I will step back and let love lead the way. For I would walk along the road to love. I will step back and let love lead the way. For I would walk along the road to love. Let's say it. I will step back and let love lead the way. For I would walk along the road to love. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let God lead the way. For I would walk along the road to God. You will step back and let God lead the way. You will step back and let God lead the way. You will step back and let God lead the way. You will step back and let God lead the way. For you would walk along the road to God. You would walk along the road to God. So God just asks that you think of God a while each day so that God can speak to you and tell you of God's love, reminding you how great your Creator trusts you and how unlimited is the love of your Creator. Your Creator asks that you just spend some time with your Creator every day. And that's what you would be doing if you were spending time studying A Course in Miracles. You would be thinking of your Creator a while each day so that your Creator can speak to you. And what is it that your Creator would tell you about? What is it that your Creator would tell you about? Your Creator would tell you about its love for you, reminding you how much it trusts you, how unlimited is its love for you. So in your name and in God's name, say this a few more times. Let's say it a few more times. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I will step back and let God lead the way, for I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let God lead the way, for I would walk along the road to God. I will step back and let God lead the way, for I would walk along the road to God. Repetition, 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 repetition. Not analyzation, not analyzation, not analyzation. Listen to this, watch this at least 4 times. Listen to it and watch it at least 4 times. Listen to it and watch it at least 4 times. Share it. Repetition, remembering, remembering, remembering. I can't practice something that I don't remember. So remembering, repeating, letting yourself hear this over and over again, you will know how to step back and let God lead the way. Mighty companion, I love you. I appreciate you. You are awesome. I look at all your comments. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here live or to listen to it on the replay. Mighty companion, hey, you're welcome, Kim, all of you. Mighty companions, may the course be with you. That's right, Shannon. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. I love you so much.